to where rodeo meets the road, your go-to radio show for all things rodeo. On each episode, the top personalities from the PRCA and PBR share their victories, setbacks, and inside stories from the season. Now, here's your hosts, Ken and Hannah.
And just like that, we are in full swing in 2025, January. Just got back from San Diego, rodeo out in San Diego. It was beautiful. It was a good time. Today our guest is the winner of Rodeo San Diego Barrel Racing, Jordan Driver. Jordan, thanks for being on with me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, cool. San Diego, California, you almost can't beat the weather out there. You know, you get, let's put away politics, aside. You have the beach, you have great weather. It's just beautiful out there. How did you like it out there?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. We actually left the day before the cold front came through our house, so it was kind of funny. Everyone was getting ready for winter, and we were heading out to California. But man, was it a fun event! It was so fun to go out there and get to compete at something like that. And of course, it can't beat getting to play on the Padres field. Heck, that was super fun.
Right. Same thing happened to me. I was flying out on Thursday. Right. Yeah, it was Thursday. On the plane, they shut the airport down, had to get off. I was like, no, are you kidding me? Just one more plane, And so
no kidding.
I went on Friday, but yeah, definitely worth it. I just love it out there. And the rodeo in San Diego is so cool. This was their second rodeo. And I think it's the second of many to come. It just seems to get bigger and bigger. Last year was great. This year was better. Can't wait to see about next year, but it is so cool. I went and had lunch in San Diego near Petco Park, and I got the biggest burrito I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I could finish all this, but, I sure did. You can't beat the food out there either, right?
No, absolutely not. It was such a great atmosphere. The production team definitely took care of us. I mean, we had a welcome party on Thursday night before the rodeo. We got to go up into the actual main suites and have that. They gave us hotels at the Hard Rock, so we were right downtown. It was super fun just to go to explore and see that environment, because we don't get to do that a whole lot. We're usually just up and down the road, but to actually get there and sit still for a little bit to experience something like that, it was super fun.
Right. And so you absolutely crushed it out there in San Diego. Absolutely went crazy and just won everything. It was the Jordan show, and great times, 16:27, 16:32, win round one, win round two, the shootout. It was ridiculous. Tell us about, just take us through the whole weekend with what you were doing.
Yeah, I guess it was just it was an awesome weekend. I can't say anything less than that. When they asked me to come, the WCRA let me come, and so I kind of took it up, and I had no idea what to expect. I kind of talked to some girls that went out there last year to kind of get a game plan. I stayed on Cyrus the first two rounds. I thought that was a better setup for him, but when I did make the 8-man and then had a guarantee spot in the 4-man, I kind of had to pick and choose, because I knew theoretically it was going to be hard to get Cyrus around them two more times, especially back-to-back. So I brought out my other horse, which I know he can do it just as much, but I didn't really plan for him in that setup. So I just kind of let him do his thing, and then for him to go outrun Cyrus was pretty cool. And then I just kind of had a gut feeling to stay with Judge, and so he kind of did his job. That was super fun, because the atmosphere was fun. There was no pressure at this event. It was just go see how much money you can have. And I think that was really cool, because you don't get to experience that very much. I've told someone it was kind of like a bucket list rodeo, especially only inviting 12 girls. So that was super exciting.
Yeah. And, Judge, it's good to have two horses like that you could count on to make super crazy great runs. Cyrus did his job, and here comes Judge finishing out the show, 16-12 in the end. It was perfect cap to the whole weekend for you. And like you said, they only invited, 12 girls out there, and it was an invitee rodeo, but they invited some good good contestants, good horses. Sue Smith, hometown crowd favorite. The crowd was going wild before, just before she even ran. It was really cool to see that much enthusiasm for the hometown girl. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was crazy. Not to be biased, but I'm pretty sure they got the loudest for the barrel racing when it came on. But yeah, that was so fun. There were some good horses to run against. It wasn't definitely an easy event. I think that's why it made it even more fun, is because we got to showcase those horses and showcase to everybody what they could do at an event like that. So that was super interesting and fun.
Right. And, San Diego Rodeo isn't a PRCA sanctioned event, but it can be, or it could be, or it will be. Have you heard any talks about them sanctioning that rodeo specifically?
The production team was C5 and the Padres and then the Outriders. Those were the three main people that put it on. That was kind of their whole thing. They wanted to have their own rules and they wanted to run it how they wanted to run it. They wanted to run a very organized and good event. It's kind of under a microscope in those big cities, like you said, with the politics and everything going on. So we had to be kind of extra careful. Just what we did, something that we usually don't think of when we go to another rodeo. So I don't really know if they will want to. I don't know. They kind of did what they wanted to. And so I think that's what they like to do. They like to just kind of showcase it and show what to bring and what's good about rodeo again. It was crazy to think that there's politics like that going on when they have a sold out crowd with 40,000 and that wasn't even the whole stadium. So
right, yeah.
I think it maybe so, but I'm not real sure. They ran it off great, and I can't applaud them for that anymore.
No, for sure. And C5 Rodeo, you brought them up. Virgil made his appearance out there with Bradley Miller in a 91, and Bradley covered Virgil to win that matchup. That was a great matchup. Bradley's coming off a great season. He was first-time NFR this past December. He's looking to, capitalize on it or do even better this year. And to see him ride Virgil for a 91, man, that was a great ride.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it's also not just the barrel racing. I mean, you look at the athletes they brought out there. They wanted to put on a show. They brought some of their best stock, and you bring the best stock and the best cowboys right now, and you're going to get you a good show. And I think that's what they really wanted to showcase at that, and they did a very good job.
Yeah, 100%. Like we said at the beginning, rodeo's in full swing. We have the National Western Stock Show up in Denver starting tomorrow officially, and then we come right into the Fort Worth Stock Show down here in Fort Worth. What are your plans? I don't know what your plans are for the year as far as riding in WPRA, PRCA sanctioned events, or what are your plans for 2025?
Yeah, I got qualified to all the buildings, so I actually go to Denver on Saturday. We leave Friday to head to Denver, so not much of a break. And then, of course, we have Fort Worth and Houston and San Antonio. So really, this is my first year to get into all the buildings without having to go through a qualifier. So I'm really excited to get to showcase those two horses. I have two healthy horses, and I'm going to do as much as I can to get them to the finals. That's the ultimate goal, but you got to have a little luck on your side. I know that after going this summer, but I just kind of want to let it, whatever happens, happens. I think I have a pretty good shot. Everyone says that, but it's just whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But we're super excited to get the rodeo started. I think San Diego was kind of where I can get the dust knocked off if I need to work on a few things. You're always trying to fix things no matter what the win was. So keep looking forward, and hopefully the season goes good.
Yeah. That's almost like, I know you're good friends with Latricia Duke, and she's just so laid back, so kicked back, and she leaves it in God's hands, and whatever happens, happens. And, Vanilla Wafer had a huge season last year, put them right in the finals. Do you have almost like that same mentality? It's like, here it is, whatever happens, happens, and I have no control over most of it.
Yeah, me and after the 2 years of me and Latricia hauling together, I think we're great hauling partners, but we're kind of both laid back. We know what our horses can do, and we just want to do what's best for them. And they have the talent and the ability. We're just there showcasing it for them. But like I said, we get along, we haul great together, and I think that helps both of our mentality going down the road. We really don't have a lot of mental battles. We're really good with each other. We lift each other up. She's helped me a lot on the performing side of it. She's been a mentor to me, and that I can't thank her enough for that. So that's been really fun, and I'm looking for another good year for her and Vanilla Wafer too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I read somewhere or heard her talk about her relationship with Vanilla Wafer was that, you know, nobody wants their horse to get hurt, and he's done such a great job with her, and almost like she was going to maybe back off of him a little bit this year.
I really don't know her plans too much. I know she's not going to run him at Denver. She's going to give him that break, but she's just as proactive as any other barrel racer.
Right.
She wants to make sure what's right for him. He does have another job. He does stand as a stud, so she's got to put that in perspective. But she knows him like the back of her hand, and she knows what's best for him. So that's on her. Whatever she feels like is best for him is what
Right.
she's going to do for him. I know.
Yeah. And what is going to be your favorite Texas swing stop, I guess, from San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth, San Angelo? What is going to be your most favorite one, do you think?
I've gotten to compete at Fort Worth before, San Angelo and Austin, so I'm probably really looking forward to Houston and San Antonio just because I haven't been able to run there. Those are kind of everyone's probably bucket list, but yeah, I'm super excited about those. I think the setups will fit my horses really well, so I think it'll be good.
Yeah, and Houston upped their pots big times again this year, so there's a lot of money in Houston. It's huge. It's a big rodeo. I mean, man, who wouldn't want to win Houston? You know what I mean?
No kidding. That's a big one.
What does your schedule look like for the summer? What do you plan on doing?
We love the Northwest run at the end of the summer. We stayed up in the Northwest during the 4th of July run. We didn't really go to Cody, Livingston, all those, and we really liked it up there.